All right, I'm Mikey Nichols.
And I'm Adam Weckel. Welcome to the ATV Prodigy post-race show.
Yeah, this is episode 2 here. Gonna touch on the second pet race. Man, it was a good one. It was very good. Devin Feehan killed it, man. Obviously, finishing second, dude, that's pushing Walker through the finish. That's obviously Walker Fowler takes home the win. And championship number 7, man. 7 titles is
that's an accomplishment. And to touch on it, he did tie Bill Balance for the most not the most race wins, but tied him for race wins. So tying the 9-time champ for race wins, that's a pretty big deal. So
yeah, I mean, Bill Balance is honestly, Bill Balance is one of the best that ever did it, and to tie his wins is incredible. And
right,
7 championships, and I mean, he's what is he now? He's second on the list to Chris Borge. So
yep. So Chris Borge is next on the list to pass. So might be a little bit, but it's definitely within reach. And yeah, to capitalize on Fowler's championship, he did it in his home state. So that's just a little added bonus there. So
the Ohio boys just do not lose at the Penn, and that's with both Ohio races for Walker Fowler this year.
Right. So, yeah, and I think that has a lot to do with just being, home state advantage. Most likely they grew up in that state. So
fans love it, man. Everybody loves Walker Fowler.
Yeah. So and he did happen to pull a hole shot this weekend. So that always makes his day easier. But
hole shot is ever important. I mean, you can't win the race in the first corner, but you can definitely lose it.
Yeah, definitely, especially in that XC1 class. There's guys hot after that first turn. You got a little payout there. I'm sure that helps out.
Definitely.
Puts a fire underneath you there. But
you definitely a hole shot definitely makes your day a lot easier. I mean, you see guys like Hunter Hart having to come from the back of the pack. I mean, not a good start for him. And then, I mean, he did make his way to the front, but in his late race charge, he made a mistake, had a couple crashes, and cost him a podium finish. I mean, you got to think if he could have saved some energy from that early race push to have to get through the pack, that might have helped him later on.
Right. Yeah, definitely within, XC racing, it definitely makes a difference as far as, having to push through the pack. Similar to motocross, you have to push through, the riders in front of you to get up to the front. But with XC, you got the trees and the tight sections, the split lines and all that
class, stuff. Everybody's going so fast. I mean, there's nobody that's not going super fast.
Yeah, definitely. And with that XC1 class, they don't let each other by easy, that first couple miles.
Gonna work for it out there, sure. Yeah, I mean, you gotta think that your Hunter's, he's got to make lines, which helps passing, but all that energy, I mean, it ain't easy to get by somebody, and that energy can cost him later down the road. I mean, he was right in the hunt for that win late in the race, but made a couple mistakes.
Yeah, I agree, and yeah, I mean, the Walker getting the hole shot, that's bad news for anybody else, based off previous race history. But yeah, so Walker wraps up his 7th championship. Like we said, that's a major accomplishment, especially to tie Bill Balance for race wins. Congrats to Walker, and let's get into the show and talk about just basically the rundown from the XC1 and XC2 class.
Yeah, I mean, you got to talk about Devin Feehan. Certainly, he made a statement that he's fast and he's ready to work for this win. I mean, he made the awesome pass around on our. I mean, that was that had to be the move of the race right there too.
Yeah, we're gonna call that the pass of the race definitely for this round. I'll post this video right here. You guys can watch it real quick. Yeah, I mean, Mikey, give us the rundown of that little shot there.
I mean, when you see this pass coming, you see Devin throws it into that corner, and to put your bike into that corner at that speed and to pivot that hard, you gotta trust your bike. You gotta be super comfortable, and Devin Feehan is obviously very comfortable.
Yep. Yeah, and I think we can both agree that definitely bike setup is definitely on his side. Just through hours of testing.
Speaking of that bike setup, I spoke with Devin, and he says he's not changed anything from the Mason-Dixon race this year.
Okay.
He's on the same setup, just feels better on it.
Yeah, if he's feeling it, then that's the way to go. So
I mean, he's obviously making it work, and I mean, to pass Hunter Hart like that, that's pretty.
It was textbook.
Not only to make the pass around Hunter, but to then keep pushing to catch Walker Fowl.
Yeah, I mean, he put on a charge, and you can tell in the broadcast and just the highlight videos and everything. He looks like he's been following right on somebody all day long. He looks covered. Walker doesn't look as dirty, so yeah, you can definitely tell that Devin wanted it this weekend.
He was digging all day.
Yeah,
so. And I mean, he kept digging until the very end. I mean, he pushed Walker through the finish. I didn't know if he had catching Walker in him after getting around Hunter. I thought he might just bring it in for second, but.
And to touch on how important starts are for him to obviously not get the whole shot. He's got to put in a little work to get up there. So and those guys from second to fifth, they're all right there, and yeah, I mean they're all not going to let each other by. So to catch up.
He was up front on the start, but I mean, man, what could that guy do with the speed he had? I mean, to catch Walker, he was obviously rolling out. So with the speed he had, what could he have done with the whole shot?
Right, exactly. That's a great way to put it. So yeah, I mean he looked great all day.
Was riding very on point all day. He and like Cole Richardson as well. He had a very good start, ran up front all day, finished third. So I mean, a good start can really make or break your day.
Yeah, and like we talked in the last show, Cole always seems to be pretty strong in the last 4 rounds.
Yeah, he definitely is finally looking like he's riding how he should be.
So this this round here kind of shows what he's doing. So.
I mean, Cole riding like he should, had somebody riding like they shouldn't, I guess. And missing the podium was Jared McClure. I mean, he finished 6th. That's I mean, that's a good finish, but that's dropping points to Hunter in the race for second place, and not typical. It looked like he was running with the pack for the beginning of the race, but like middle of the race, made a mistake, dropped a little bit of time, and just couldn't make it back up.
Yeah, he was right with the top 3 there after lap 2, and it looks like lap 3 his lap time became 2 minutes off of his previous lap. Yeah, we don't really have an explanation for that, but definitely would throw a wrench in things as far as finishing for the day. Looks like about his lap time fell off just a little bit there. At the end, he's close, but yeah, like lap 3, it looks like kind of is where he fell back. Possibly something happened to him.
And, obviously, at that pace, it's hard to recover from a little mistake.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean the pace is so fast and the intensity is so high. Yeah, I mean one big mess up that can really screw you all day. So definitely.
Yeah, and Hunter Hart, I mean, he was running third on the podium, running with Devin. They've been running together all day, and he made a little mistake, and it cost him. He had some bike issues after making the mistake, and had to limp it in and miss the podium. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, but I mean, he still managed a fourth overall, so not a bad day for him.
You could definitely see at that finish shot that Hunter Hart was not happy with fourth.
Yeah. It looks like he came through 23 seconds off of Cole at the end. So yeah, he was real close there at the end. It looks like.
I think he'll be ready for a little bit of redemption next weekend. I think he'll be strong hunting for the win. And I think Devin Feehan is definitely going to be in the hunt for the win. I think the speed he had last weekend was I mean, I've seen bursts of speed from him before. He's had a couple podiums before he made the switch to Yamaha. And now it really looks like he's getting comfortable on that thing. And if he has that same speed again this weekend, he has maybe a little better start, just can get to Walker a little sooner, maybe he'll be able to make the pass. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Devin's definitely probably the hottest topic after these past 2 rounds as far as finishing goes. Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at lap times here real quick. He's right there. I mean, you guys probably saw he finished 1 second off Walker at the end. That's insane, and that, like I said in the last episode, that truly shows that he's been putting in the work, and we haven't seen the end of Devin Feehan. So, and another thing I really want to point out is that it seems to always be wherever Devin is, Hunter is with.
Yeah.
Vice versa. Whoever's leading, they are pushing each other to the front. So I really think that the push between the two is making them even more dangerous. Like
yeah.
I think if they were out front on a start, it might spell bad luck for everybody else. They
definitely
seem to push each other to a new level.
Yeah, and Mike, you're familiar with those guys as far as battling in at the locals and everything. Yeah, you know they know each other quite well. So yeah, that's definitely a bonus for those guys being able to run together. They've been running together since the XC2 days, battling for race wins there.
Yeah, I mean, even they ran together in the college A class and battled for that championship too. It was they've been racing together for a long time.
Yep.
And it's really good to see both of them come to their full potential, honestly.
Definitely. Yeah, and to build off of those two running up front, it's great to see some younger riders showing some great future potential for the XC1 class.
Speaking of younger riders, we got to hit on the XC2 class because
we do have to get into the XC2 class.
I mean, at the Penn, no surprise, Brandon Owens kills it.
Yep.
Kid was flawless. He rode really good, top 10 overall, I believe.
Yeah, he was rolling.
So he was getting it for sure. That's a good ride for him.
Yep, he came through. Looks like he was finished the race with about a 4-minute lead there. So yeah, congrats to Brandon on the win at the
especially in that stacked XC2 class. I mean, he's got to love that track or something, man. He just kills it there.
Yeah, he's definitely got something for the old John Penton property. So yeah, he was rolling all day, and yeah, just looked good. I watched a few videos of him and I read his race report and everything. It seemed like everything was clicking for him. So
it was also super good to see Ben back from COVID, finished second. So obviously hasn't been affected too much. Had a little bit of time off the bike. Seems like it might have been good for him. He rode very well, finished second. And Ronnie Rush coming in third. Very solid ride for him also, another podium finish.
Yep, that's a good podium finish for him. He just extended that points lead out. So he's got some breathing room up there. So
definitely does. But yeah, you definitely hate to see Ben miss the race from COVID. That sucks. It seems like he was definitely in it for the season.
Yep, definitely. And then just to build off of the top three there, Kenny Schick coming through with the 4th place finish. He's right. Looks to be right there with the top 2 through 5 guys. So
yeah, I mean that's another good finish for Kenny. He's had a couple podiums. He looks to be riding well this year. If he's running that XC2 class again next year, he will definitely be strong.
Yeah, I think he's definitely a championship contender come next season, based off of the results from these past few rounds, and yeah, it looks to be catching some momentum. So congrats to him, and let's talk about Daniel Peters. That's a new name to me in the XC2 Pro-Am class, finishing top 5 this weekend.
This kid blew by me a few years ago in College A on the last lap of a race, and I knew this kid would be something someday. So I'm pretty glad that he's rolling out pretty well. He's a relative unknown, but he finished 4th a couple races ago, and he finished 5th this weekend. So he's solid. He recently also made the move from a Honda to a Yamaha, and it looks good on him. I guess he's had some solid finishes in the XC2 class, knocking on the door for a podium.
Yeah, I think I don't want to say that the Yamaha's the key to success nowadays, but it's kind of showing. So
a lot of guys are having good luck.
Yep. So definitely. Tanner Walker finishing 6th on the day. I mean, that's a good point salvage for him as far as championship points go.
Yeah, but he's a top 5 guy. I feel like
definitely.
I feel like especially he was decently consistent this year. Had a few podiums, so I think he'll be a threat to win that XC2 class next year.
Yep. Yeah, as far as XC2 goes, that pretty much wraps up the XC2 class as far as all that. Looking at championship points, Walker obviously locked it up this weekend. Hunter was able to extend the points lead for the 2nd place spot overall. So he's got 22 points on Jared McClure. Jared McClure finished 6th for the day. So that threw him off just a little bit there.
But he had a decent lead on Cole Richardson sitting fourth, so he's still up, almost a full race on Cole at the moment. But
right,
I mean, these last four, Cole's been riding. Cole usually rides well. I mean, Jared usually does too, granted, but anything can change always.
Yep, definitely. So yeah, looking at points here, yeah, like I said, Hunter's got a decent lead for second. So we got some heavy hitters up front.
Looking pretty good for that number 2 next year. I think he'll enjoy that for sure.
Yeah,
that's a big step. I know he wants the number 1, but that number 2 is gotta feel pretty good. I mean, not to say he's got it yet or anything, but it's looking pretty good for him. And a single digit top 5, you gotta respect that for sure.
Oh yeah. That looks good on a bike no matter what. So
speaking of the top 5, we got John Jr. rounding out the top 5. He's got 1 point on Adam McGill. John did not have a very solid ride this weekend. Barely was in the top 10. So he's gonna have to pick it up if he wants to stay in front of McGill. But I could definitely see John running that number 5 next year. I think
that'd be cool to see a number 5 on his bike. Being relatively new to the XC1 class, that's a pretty big deal. So congrats to him, and we'll be pushing for him. I know both of us are pretty big John Jr. fans. So yeah, we're pumped to see how he finishes the season out for sure.
And looks like, Devin Feenan's obviously on the move with some solid finishes. He's down, looks like 13 points on Josh Mary. He's down 10 on Bryson, but Bryson's not obviously not getting any more points.
Yeah. So another solid finish for Devin. We'll send him to possibly 8th overall, and depending on how Josh does, he could possibly be pushed into that 7th spot. So, but you can't leave out names like Boric. Chris Boric is right there in the hunt as well. Speaking of Boric, it looks like he had a unfortunate breakdown. It appears during the first lap this past weekend at the Burr Oak.
Yeah, that 0 point definitely hurt Chris.
Yep. And for those that follow the top 20 overall points closely, that's a big setback. Not being able to score points in the top 20 overall for the day. That
hurts certainly.
That hurts for sure, no doubt. So yeah, it looks like he had a rough day there.
As it sits, I would imagine that B. Neal's going to have to fall out of the top 10 before the season ends.
Yep.
And I'm going to call this right now that B. Neal's going to run the number 241 next year.
Okay.
That's a little bit of OG knowledge right there, but I'm calling it early.
Is that from his amateur days? Is that?
Yeah, that's an OG amateur number right
there.
Okay. I might be wrong, but you guys just remember if I was right.
Right. Okay. Well, we're gonna hold you to that for sure. But yeah, basically, the overall points. Unfortunately, Wesley Wolf's injured and will be out for the rest of the season. He's sitting 11th overall right now. Could fall back dependent on some of these guys that are outside the top 10 pushing points. They could possibly pass him for overall points for the year. But yeah, we're looking pretty solid in the top 5 as far as overall points go. It's gonna be interesting. It's nice to see.
Definitely a lot of battles left in the top 5. There is, Walker. The championship's locked up, but the racing's far from done.
Yep, definitely. It's gonna be good.
These guys are definitely they want to push for numbers, they want to push for points, but they want to push for wins, man. These guys, they want to win. It's showing even more that it's anybody's game nowadays. Like you really don't know who's gonna win the race. It's
right.
A lot of guys that are ready to do it.
Yeah, and in typical Walker Fowler fashion, he's not just gonna hang back and just hang out for these last 2 rounds. He's gonna go out and try to get those race wins and chase Chris Boric for total race wins.
Yeah, that guy hates losing. That's simple. He just hates losing, so he just wins every time.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we got 2 rounds left, so we'll see.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna have to push for these last 2. I know he wants them just as bad as he wants any other win, but I think he's going to be pushing. He wants to prove he's still the number one guy, even though they're close, but not close enough.
Definitely. I mean, nothing I'd like to see more than a good old top 3, even top 5 battle all day at the Ironman to finish it out.
You love a good fight to the finish. Everybody does.
So
man.
we got 2 rounds left. We can't count out the buckwheat 100 in West Virginia, the upcoming round. But I know I'm personally looking forward to Ironman. That always brings great racing action. The fans are unreal every single year. So.
Ironman's crazy, man. The fans are going to be going nuts. And everybody wants to put it on for the fans. So that's, I mean, they're going to be pushing for that win, and the fans are going to help them push even more. Yeah,
definitely. So, and that track, that track really brings out a little bit of everything for everybody. So
yeah, that track is really racy. So
So that's we're gonna definitely have a good time analyzing that race. I'm looking forward to that one. So. That's the middle of October, it looks to be. So, yeah. Mike, you got anything else you want to touch on?
I think that's pretty much everything.
Yep. So
I don't think we missed anything.
I do want to say real quick, in addition to Walker's Championship, FMF Exhaust, they're pretty big in the motorsports industry. They shouted him out and congratulated him. I think that's pretty rad.
That's GNCC.
That's pretty.
On the topic of champions, we got to shout out some of the AM. We got to shout out Landon Wolf getting that W. That's a big one for him. I mean, defending that championship in a stacked class for sure. There's a lot of fast guys in that 4x4 pro class.
Yes, there is.
Cody Collier and Brandon Frazier, Robbie Becker, Rory, just a lot of dudes that rip out there. It's good to see good racing all day.
Oh yeah.
Especially really good racing. Some of the best racing of the day happens in the WXC class. That's a close points battle right there. They're tight.
Yeah, and you bring up WXC. Let's touch on that quick. It's going to be a points battle.
It is.
These past 2 rounds.
I mean, I hate to say it, but I saw Kate all year, all summer long at the Winoas, just like I saw Devin and Hunter. And New Yorkers are just built different, man. She's an animal. She's ready to rip. And Hannah Hunter, she's the defending champ. I don't think she's gonna just let it go like that. So I think she's gonna be. I know she just like Walker Fowler hates losing. I think she'll be ready to try and win this weekend as well.
Right, and they're tied for 5 wins each so far this year. So and they got a 10 point difference. Kate's got 10 points over Hannah, and it's gonna be a tight battle to the end there. So so as far as WXC class, that's gonna be one to watch these final 2 rounds.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yep. So as far as that goes, I think that basically wraps up your pro classes.
I think we got them all there.
Yep. So we want to shout out Jamie G Photography. She's going to provide us with some photos to use on the show. She does great work. Make sure you guys hit her up for all your photo needs at the GNCCs. I know she's reasonably priced with great quality. So definitely look into her. You also want to shout out Spider Graphics. I think they're the leader in the graphic game right now. So riders like Devin Feehan and Hunter Hart, they're representing Spider well. So if you want to be fast like those guys, get yourself to Spider Graphics. So would you agree, Mikey?
But it helps.
It's stickers don't make you go fast, but I think they do a little bit. Just a little bit, yeah. So that's that. Thank you guys for watching. We'll be posting out, just getting you guys hyped up for these last 2 rounds. So
we'll be back after the next one.